All right, class, it's a new week and we're talking about audio editing. So before we're talking about pre-production, hopefully you got your assignment done. I don't think I got one from everybody, but I got most of you. So make sure you submit an assignment where it's just a recording of your voice, 10 to 30 seconds, and send that to me by email. So this week is about audio editing, and so we're learning now how to use Audacity. I think again, last week I wanted to see if everyone could record, and so it looks like most everybody did, was able to use Audacity to record things. And so now we're looking at editing audio that we do record. And so you'll have a couple of videos here about learning the basics of Audacity and then editing multiple tracks in Audacity. So one thing that you'll want to kind of look at with these is just to see how you might do your own podcast project. Look at how you might use the principles learned here to try it out. And what I would suggest that you do is kind of watch the videos and then pause and go to Audacity and try the thing out that you're learning. That way you can kind of connect the videos to actually Audacity and working in that. That's a good strategy to kind of remember the things that you're learning in Audacity so that you know how to use this tool pretty well, because that will help you make a better podcast project. So that's learning Audacity. You'll watch a couple of videos there, and then quality recording and voice. So we have some different presentations on good quality audio recording, how to make sure that that happens. This will talk about things like equipment to use, sound balance, making sure something's not too loud versus something else. And hopefully you remember when I talked about clipping the other day, last week I think it was. So make sure you don't record too loud or too quiet. It's kind of a tricky balance when you record audio. The discussion for this week is on your podcast. So what podcast will you create? What do you think will be the podcast that you'll create? What themes are you thinking about presenting on? What would be the content of the different episodes if that's what's required? And what maybe you could even include a sample signature music clip or sound effect. And so forth. So that's the discussion this week. And then finally, you'll find that there are some sources for free and open audio, meaning that you probably don't have to create every audio clip that comes as part of your podcast. You can actually find them online. So you can find some nice copyright-free media resources in this link here on my wiki. And if you go under audio, you can find a couple of these things and maybe find a music clip or a sound effect from Freesound, or different sounds from different places. But I'd say Freesound, CC Mixter, and MuseOpen, and Wikimedia Commons. Probably the first three really are the ones that you want to go to see if you can find some sound effects or free audio or music clips. And then here's a presentation about how to find, download, and use this audio in a podcast project. So those are some of the steps to complete this week. Yeah, it is a good idea to learn all you can and then maybe start even recording your podcast. But next week is when the podcast is due, and there isn't a lot to do next week. It just talks about posting a podcast online. And so this week, if you can learn all you can about Audacity and audio editing and so forth, then I think you should be in good shape to actually record your podcast next week. But you can always get a leg up on that this week if you want to. So those are the activities to do. But remember also, and I think students are reluctant to do this sometimes, but remember you can contact me. And if you have an audio issue or some problem, you can email me and ask me about it. You can also attach the audio project files or the audio files, although sometimes it's hard to do that because you have an audio project file and the actual audio clips that are part of that project file that you would have to attach. But if you do have questions about these things or how to make it work, do let me know. And don't forget to also use some good equipment, the best equipment that you have anyway. I'm not expecting you to go out and buy a brand new nice microphone or anything like that. But it talks about in the presentations, trying to find some headset with a mic or something that's a little bit nicer quality, or at least be close to the microphone, whatever microphone it is that you find, so that it drowns out other noises as you record and gives you better quality. Well, I think that's about it this week then. Hopefully spring is just around the corner. Well, spring is already here, but we're getting snow here in Aberdeen this morning. So hopefully the weather continues to warm up and improve, and I can feel that coming. So that's gives me hope for the spring and for the summer to come. Anyway, you have a good week.